Shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. So I'm be going into this Valentine's Day folly, which is a strong enchantment. And you know what I'm saying, on Babylon. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says the multitude of dying enchantments when it's talking about Babylon, which is America. But this is gonna make people bug out. It's gonna make people sad. It's gonna make people happy. This is a real enchantment. And you ever ask yourself, what is the purpose of this? What is the origin of this? I'm gonna go into this. And you got the Edomite baby, right, with a goddamn bow and arrow, you know, shooting arrows. You know what I'm saying? It's some straight wickedness. So let's get into the origin of this. You got to be a inquisitive person and ask you got to be asking analytical questions. Why and where do these things come from? It says right here. Check this out. You see this picture right here. So this is the spell, that's on these Babylonians, these Americans. Right here, it says when Valentine's Day is discussed, people immediately think of romance. And that's the typical person because they ignorance. All right. It says you have Cupid shooting his arrow as love blossoms. You have people popping a question at a romantic location. Got that going on. You have couples sharing flowers, chocolates, and cards. I was seeing that folly today. It said lots of cards on a day geared toward romantic love. It says Valentine's Day, though, wasn't always like that. See, this is when you have to go and do research. And don't go with the way of the world, the ways of the world, your traditions of the world. It says on a day geared towards romantic love. It says Valentine's Day, though, wasn't always like that. I read that. It says right here, the next paragraph. It says, what's the dog truth about Valentine's Day? The holiday's origin, according to NPR.com, date back to ancient Rome. That is no surprise. Why is that? Because we're in an ancient Roman Empire revised, right? That's that beast, right? That's in the book of Revelation. It says where the feast of Calia, Leprechalia was celebrated from February the 13th to the 15th. Leprechalia honored Lupa, the sheep wolf who nursed and sheltered Romulus and Remus and was aimed to please the Roman fertility god Lupercus, according to history.com. So let's keep going. It says during the festival, Roman men, that's the same which Roman men were Edomites. And you had Jake that was in the mingling among these heathens, Israelites, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American men. They weren't called that back then. It was called, Israelites. It says Roman men would sacrifice a goat and a dog. The men would run around naked or nearly naked, hitting women with a hide of freshly killed animals. Freshly killed animals, right? Women would line up to be hit, believing it would make them fertile. The woman's names were then placed in a jar, and the men would draw a name to see who they would be paired with for the remainder of the festival. It says, according to history.com, Pope, let me see, Gelasius the first to expel pagan rituals combined the festival with Saint Valentine's Day in the 5th century, which this is a pagan day of pagan origin. Let's keep going. It says it was around 1913 when Valentine's Day literally became a hallmark holiday. The card makers started to mass produce Valentines from that point to romance commercialism. So they do a lot of this to get your money, to put you under that enchantment and to make you, it's like to coerce you to do idolatry without you knowing you're doing it. And that's called ignorance. It's today everyone getting in on Valentine's Day act with items like Valentine's Day cake pops at Starbucks, love bug donuts at Dunkin', heart shaped donuts at Krispy Kreme. All right. So it says in modern times, people celebrate the day by buying their sweethearts presents and flowers and taking them out to dinner, basically showering them with affection. And it's a day of idolatry, right? So let's go here. So you ever wonder what his name Cupid? All right, check it out. Cupid, ancient Roman god of love in all its varieties, the counterpart of the Greek god Eros, the equivalent to Amor in Latin poetry. According to the myth, Cupid was the son of Mercury, the winged messenger of the gods, and Venus is all idols, the goddess of love. He often carried a winged infant carrying a bow and a quiver of arrows, whose wounds inspired love or passion in every victim. He was sometimes portrayed wearing armor like that of Mars, the god of war. But there you go. This is when you start getting into this stuff, it'll make you sick to your stomach, you know, knowing this what what people celebrate. Let's go here. And that's why we got to thank Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. He pulled us from this madness. Because this is the ways of death. 1 second. It says in Roman mythology at the top, Cupid is the son of Venus, goddess of love, and either Mars, the god of war, or Vulcan, the god of fire. Cupid is the Roman god of love, desire, and attraction. His name comes from the Latin verb cupere, which means desire, love, or lust. You hear this? So this should piss you off, and this should make you not want to be a part of this, man. Isaiah 47 and 12, and it is talking about America with these multitude of thine enchantments. Isaiah 47 and 12, it says, stand now with thine enchantments, plural, not just one enchantment, many of them. And Valentine's Day is just one of those many different enchantments that's on the minds of the people, especially the women. You got women that's gonna leave the men that they're dealing with because the man don't get down with this. See how crazy this stuff is? And I'm trying to keep it clean on this lesson. It says, and with a multitude of dying sorcery, they got big pharma, different sorceries with the mind, with their media, right? With their advertisements, all kind of different sorceries. Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so, be thou shalt be able to profit. If so, be thou mayest prevail. And you're gonna have all these people under this spell. But let me go here, Salakia. I wanted to go to the Isaiah 47 and 12 AI. They didn't give me nothing, so let's keep going. I didn't want to make this too long, but you get it. 1 John 2 and 15. So let's get some clarity on this. It says 1 John 2 and 15 means that a person cannot truly love Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. It says if they love the world. So what does this really mean? Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. It says, which refers to worldly desires, values, and priorities that are in conflict with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah will, essentially stating that prioritizing worldly things over Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah love is incompatible with a genuine relationship with him. It said it is a warning against becoming overly attached to material things and the corrupting influence of the world system. What world system is this? The Edomite system. This is their government, their world, their holidays, their celebrations, their traditions, their sayings, their language, the way you dress, their customs, everything, the way you think, the way you act, where you go and when you don't go. Let's go to this word influence. There you go. Let's go here. Worldly influences, right? It says right here. Worldly influences are things that affects a person's actions and beliefs. You can't serve two masters. You can't say you love the Lord, but yet you do Valentine's Day. Oil and water don't mix. Makes no logical sense. And you cannot finesse or trick or pull a fast one on Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. You're only fooling yourself. And that are related to the material world and everyday life. That's heavy. So everyday life, the traditions, the customs, the celebrations have been spoon fed to you ever since you was a little child. And what our people have done is culturally assimilated this culture and made it their own culture, behest to them out of their ignorance. Let's go here. So let's go to this word action. It says worldly influences, love not the world, are the things that affects a person actions. Let's go to this word actions. It says, we'll get all into this. Action. Right here. It says at number 2 at the top, it says a thing done. But I want to go to similar words. I'm going to show you something. It says what I'm looking for. Behavior. That's one of the words that came back. Salakia. It's bad with me. Let me find this word. So 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I was looking right at it. Number 2. When you go to similar words, it says activity. It says undertaking. It says behavior. All right. So let's go to this word behavior. Check this out. It says behavior. Salaki, I'm looking for a particular. Let me see. Let me see. Because it was one that was real particular. So let's just go here. At the top, it says behavior. The way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others. So it's the way you behave, conduct yourself. But it was another definition that was a little bit more. Oh, right here. Right here. It says in late middle English towards the top, it says from behave of the pattern of demeanor. It says and influenced by, it says influenced by obsolete. I'm trying to see where they're going with this. Because it was a definition that was very particular, the way they worded it. But look, we're going to keep it moving. But you get the behavior. It's an action. And actions. Let's go here. Thing that is done. We went there. So you get the point. I mean, it's the way you behave. It says the way in which one acts or conducts oneself. So it's what you do, what you don't do, what you think, what you don't think. The way, the way you have formulated your mind, your decision making, right? How you feel, your emotions, all this is wrapped inside of being enchanted, being under the spell of Babylon. It's your behavior. So somebody can say that they're not under this influence, but yet their behavior should match what they say, right? Because secretly, you have women that be feeling some kind of way if a man don't, pipe to their tune of this day, even though they might not say it don't matter to them. Got to watch out for that. But yeah, many different enchantments. Check this out before I close it up. It says enchantment. It says the multitude of thine enchantments, Isaiah 47 and 12. It says a feeling of great pleasure. That's heavy. A feeling of great pleasure. So this day makes people happy. It puts them under a certain vibration with their emotions. But I think you get the gist, you get the point of it. Let's go to the bottom, dictionary.com. It says the act of enchanting or state of being enchanted. It says a magical spell or the act of witchcraft. That's what you got here. Hopefully, this lesson was edifying. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakat, Quadash. Shalom.